Hello, Marcwithacee. Thank you for answering my question. I'm glad you enjoyed it. You did answer two versions of the question, but there's actually a third version which I think that you might have missed. For everybody else, and I guess other Christians can answer this question too. Why did you choose to become a Christian? Now, you did give me the third response, the third form of the question, which is, why are you still a Christian? Just like me, and I'm sure some other people, you became disillusioned with the church and some of its members, and perhaps you might even be questioning the Bible, but that's definitely not the question I'm asking. I'm not asking, why haven't you maybe researched the Bible enough, and why do you still believe in it? The second form of the question that you did answer was the circumstances in which you became a Christian. Now, I assume that when you were brought up that you believed in Jesus, or somebody had told you about Jesus. I mean, you'd heard it from maybe your parents or your friends, certainly your friends. And you said that you went to church and there was lots of music and everybody was happy. I imagine this from my own experiences when I was going to church. And you picked up the Bible and you compared Jesus' message with what you thought was morally right. This actually has a lot to do with Buddhism, from what the Buddha said. And what he says is that if it does not agree with your reason, it says only do things that agree with your reason, even if I have said it. So you compared Jesus' words with your own morals, and so you determined that if you followed what was in the Bible, then your life would become better. And certainly, maybe if I hadn't been a Christian, maybe my life would have been much worse. I think a lot of people, Christianity does make a big improvement in their lives. And actually, your story reminded me a lot about myself. Even though I was raised a Christian, every time I'd go to church, I would see the people being happy, and there was lots of communion between the people. I mean, not communion as drinking the grape juice, but the community, and everybody dancing and singing and holding hands and singing the same songs and believing the same thing. There's a lot of comfort, certainly, in that. And, of course, all your friends, you want to be part of the crowd. Although it's not necessarily peer pressure. And so, yes, I would even pick up the Bible and read Jesus' words and, I guess, reconfirm that what he said matched my own morals. Of course, some parts of the Bible I would ignore, but that's really beside the question. The question exactly that I want to ask you, the very first form of the question, is why did you become a Christian and not something else? Now, of course, you was raised in a Christian country, but what if you had been raised in a different country that has a different religion? Perhaps in a Muslim country or a Buddhist country. Now, to really answer this question that I'm fixing to pose, assuming that the morals that the Buddha taught and that Muhammad taught, assuming that those matched your own morals, if you did live in another country, certainly your morals would be slightly different. But assuming that was the case, I don't know if you've researched it and found it to be different, but assuming that on the surface that's the case, I don't know how much research you did into the Bible before you became a Christian. So the exact question I want to ask now is, if you was raised in another country and you had went to the temple or the mosque, respectively, would you have become a Buddhist or a Muslim? And so anyway, you don't really have to answer this question. The first one was certainly more simple, which I think every Christian should, and every atheist, I think they should at least be able to answer that for themselves. But the second one is a little more difficult, and certainly you don't really know the true answer to this one. But anyway, I hope you enjoy answering this one too. Thanks.